Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Gym Growth Show, where we jump on with high-level entrepreneurs such as Tom here, and we kind of jump into his journey and his decisions with his business and why he is where he is today. Welcome, Tom.
All right, thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Even just kind of kicking things off a little bit, where did you start with your fitness journey, and how has it taken you to where you are today?
Well, where to start? Not just all throughout, growing up in school, just playing various sports and such. Got into hitting the gym, lifting weights in high school. So it's been probably about 15 years now. It's been quite some time, maybe even longer even. But yeah, just kind of was into that. Just wasn't too popular in my area around those days, so it was kind of a more quieter niche. And then just did that for a few years. And then the gym that I was going to, real small town place, it had been kind of turning over owners for years over years and such, kind of the old dungy style. The roof leaked, old equipment, everything is always in rough shape. And then the guy that owned the building, he would always just rent it out as a gym. Figured one day he had enough and was deciding to kind of pull the plug, shut her down. The current tenant that was running a gym in there, he hadn't paid rent in about 2 years. So the owner was just, he had enough. So, things just started, weird ideas, start popping through and such. So then, a good friend of mine, we were just kind of chatting about it. And then we bumped into him one day because he also owned a bowling alley. And so we were asking him about it and started getting some wheels turning. And then, so we were trying for a long time, approaching him, coming different angles about trying to take it over, creating business plans, meeting with them. But he just kept stringing us along. And eventually, after a couple months, one day we showed up to the gym, doors are locked, it's bolted shut. He had no interest of re-engaging in anything. So it was, kind of that's the end of that. And then, so just going into another local franchise gym in town just to make ends meet, find something to do. And then one of the trainers that was there, he had recently started too. He used to be a member at the gym that closed as well. Him and I started chatting, and turned out he was trying to accomplish the same thing the whole time I was. We were trying to see if we could take it over. So then we started collaborating and then building on our ideas, and then decided, hey, let's see what we can do. So we started looking around town, seeing what's available. There wasn't a whole lot of options. And then one day, I was just driving, and then there's this old daycare play center in an old warehouse, and I see down this long, probably 200 yard or so driveway. There's just on the door a piece of paper. Just had a hunch, drove in. I drive up, and it's an eviction notice, and I was like, "Oh, wow, what's this?" Take a picture, call the number. We meet the landlord. Yeah, he's their tenant's leaving. He's going to have this massive, 8,000 or 7,000 square foot warehouse, space available. We're like, hey, whoa, what's this? So we're looking at that. I go to the old gym owner of the place that's closed. I say, hey, what are you doing with your equipment? He says, I just want to get rid of it. So I say, hey, can I buy it all? He's game. We come up with a price. I got a real good deal on it because he just wanted it gone. It was all in pretty rough condition too, because it was just piled in a corner with a leaky roof, rain falling on it for the last like 7-8 months. But worked out a deal with him, bought it, got this new place, and then that's when the operation started. So
So you kind of had a couple of pieces fall into place at the right time. A good timing, a little bit.
yeah, it's a bit of opportunity, a little bit of luck, but then also I think just looking for those opportunities, finding them, and then knowing when to act on them and kind of move on things. Because, I was 24 years old at the time, so I had no idea what I was doing. And just, seeing these opportunities, taking some chances, some risks, and, step by step and moving forward with it.
They kind of pay off for you. And you said you got a partner in this, or like a co-founder, kind of.
Yeah, yeah. So there's the
Yeah.
two of us that we founded it together, and yeah, still to this day.
That's awesome. How'd you meet him, or how'd you connect with them, kind of?
We're kind of a smaller area. It's always been a little over 10,000 people in our city. So we've always just kind of bumped into each other around town, known each other. And then at the old gym, the one that had closed down, he had been a member there for a long time. So we, just kind of been passing. So more of acquaintances, seeing each other. And then, yeah, just one day after it all closed, the old members, whenever they'd bump into each other, everyone would kind of
Yeah, it's always
reminisce,
a hey, how's it going kind of thing.
and
I
like,
remember you from there. Exactly.
I just kind of bummed out and such. And then, one of those conversations, I don't remember who first, but someone had said, that's, yeah, I was trying to see if I could keep it going and take it over. And then the other was like, oh, no way, me too. And then things just kind of spawned from there.
Yeah, that's good. And then you even got some members too. You got some familiar
Yeah.
faces from that other gym, and I'm sure you got a couple of them in there, eh?
Well, yeah, that was kind of the first handful of people. Everyone was just itching to come back. They're like, they're excited for the similar kind of style of gym and concept to evolve from there, and just everyone's sticking together. So that was cool.
That's good. Always sad when a gym closes in a small area, and then everyone's like, "Oh, I'll go gym shopping," but there's no options.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, I guess that was your solution, build an option.
Yeah, yeah, that was the only option is figured out first. Yeah, I had just in my backyard, I had a barbell and some plates and some sidewalk slabs as kind of a platform, and was just doing some you know backyard lifting, and that's what I was making do with for a while.
Yeah. So you said you're from like town of say 10,000 people or so. So you're the only gym in town.
There's one other gym and then a smaller kind of fitness studio now. There was more when we had started because in our air, like our immediates, it's about 10,000, but then in the greater vicinity, it's a larger number. Kind of, it's more spread out, more rural side of towns, and we're only about 20 minutes out of Winnipeg, our major city, which is close to 1 million people, so almost a suburb.
Yeah. Cool. And then are you kind of like competition with that gym? Are they buddies or acquaintances or?
No, the
Yeah.
owner of that, he actually he lives, I believe, in Winnipeg, so he doesn't even live in the town. So don't ever. I've only seen maybe a handful of times seen him, so not really.
Not a major competitive
Yeah,
point.
yeah, for sure.
And then what kind of training is your specialty? Looking on your Instagram and whatnot, you got a lot going on. You try to get out there and get pretty creative, which is good to see.
Yeah, personally, I've done more of the strength sports. I've done competed a lot of powerlifting, and then recently been doing some Olympic weightlifting and strongman. And then at our facility itself, we cater to basically anything that we can, anything under the sun. So
Yeah, it's good. Do you run classes or anything at your gym, or keep it?
for classes and such, yeah. So yeah, for the gym itself, we started out in the early days, just a gym. We do some one-on-one training and such like that. And every year, whether we're trying to or not, we find ourselves, growing and expanding. Essentially, when we started out, we were about 7,000 square foot in the building that we're in. Now we're a bit over 15,000. So every year we've slowly amassed a little bit more and more and expanded our services. So now we have, just kind of the general gym membership, but then now we have a full spin studio. So we run spin classes. We have second smaller kind of gym that's designed kind of like a CrossFit box where we do dryland training with different teams. We do just group fitness classes. We have a yoga studio where we'll do yoga bar and other kind of style classes like that. We have kind of own designated kind of cardio theater where all the cardio equipment's separate from the main gym, and then we also have a full boxing club as well. So we have a full size regulation ring, heavy bags, speed bags, etc., and quite a bustling boxing club running at it too. So under all that, we kind of check all the boxes of whatever the fitness side someone's niche needs to be. So we have the martial arts to the training to the classes and circuits and etc.
That's a lot going on under one roof. How do you keep all the members kind of under one membership and let them use it, or is it kind of departments into different stuff?
Yeah, there's a bit of departments. So we have, yeah, just kind of general membership base where people get their 24-hour access. And then we have the class kind of membership. So if someone doesn't want to have a gym membership, they can just enroll in classes, whether it be drop-ins, a couple passes a month, unlimited passes a month. Or then there's kind of the merger between where it's a discounted rate if they're a gym member and they have the class pass and they get to do it all together. And then the boxing is its own separate silo as well. So there's kind of different tiers and levels. So it gives people a more a la carte experience where they can select, okay, I like going to the gym, but I only want to do a couple classes. So there's options for them and they don't, it's not an all or none principle essentially.
Yeah. Then you got a big team around that to have like instructors for the yoga and the spin and do boxing classes and PT classes, or is it all?
Yeah, so we have yeah, quite a surprised to think sometimes it is at the size of it. So, yeah, we have a handful. We have about four just kind of regular staff for doing the, working the desk, checking the members, and all that stuff. And then we have at least a dozen instructors from whether their specialty would be, spin, the yoga, jujitsu, boxing, etc. So, yeah, it's kind of a expansive team now, and it's we're always kind of looking what other opportunities there are and things that we can add in, and just networking, meeting new people, seeing what the members want and what other services we can offer.
So, yeah, that's good. So then how long you been in that space then? Because that's a lot of stuff to do in a few years.
It's been almost 7.5 years. So we opened November 30th in 2017.
Yeah. And then did you take a big hit the last few years or not really? Or you kind of bounce back from all that stuff?
Yeah, so obviously, yeah, there we've faced some closures and such like that through the whole pandemic piece, which we were only in business for just about 2 years when that all hit, so we're still just fresh and trying to get our feet on the ground essentially. So it required being very crafty and adapting to a lot of different things. So out of that stint, I think it was out of 62 weeks, we were closed 34. So we spent, over half our time with our doors locked, just sitting to wait what happened. But with that, we, many other places, and it kind of depended what position you're in, but we're handy guys and we like to stay busy. So in that time, it's like, there's not much we can do about this. What can we do? So we just look around internally and, we just got to work on the place where, because running a 24-hour gym, it's quite difficult to make any major changes because there's always somebody there. So it's like, you know what? Let's take this as an opportunity to some degree. So, we fully painted all the walls and ceilings. We moved things around. I was, online doing buy and sell trades, like could have had a TLC show about me because I was just hustling all the deals I could, trading this, exchanging that, selling off old things just to do what we can. And then, was able to get some upgrades, move things around. And during that time, there were some vacancies within the building we were in. So we worked with, the building owner because he didn't have any tenants in there. There's no chance he's getting revenue. So we, chatted with him, came to some agreements and such. So then we were able to do some internal construction. And that's kind of the first time we ever expanded some space. And so anytime we were, locked from having our members engage with us, we were like, okay, let's put things together. So when the doors do open, it's a whole new world for them and they're very excited just to get back. But now there's all these changes and it's creating more buzz in the community and more people. So, it was real tough times when it was closed, but anytime we reopened the doors, we'd get such a surge. It was a real big ebb and flow, but each time we
Yeah.
came up a little bit ahead. So we used it as best to our benefit as possible.
Yeah, no kidding. A bit of a blessing in disguise to
Yeah,
kind of
exactly. Finding the
reform and
silver lining.
build your brand to exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's kind of perfect. And then since then, or do you notice any big challenges with getting new people in or anything like that? Or is it pretty open, small community? Everyone's trying to stay fit, and are you the go-to guy in town?
So we have been amassing towards that. So when we first started, there was about five or so different kind of options for gym or fitness facility and such. So through that, a couple have closed up. So it seems we've kind of slowly amassed to the main hub because now we've grown from just one niche to checking all the boxes. So through that, we've kind of accumulated to that. So there's always still challenges in recruiting new people because especially, in times where there's different economical changes and, things are a little bit turbulent for people, finances are always a struggle. So it's about, interacting with people. And that's kind of where it's doubling in is we're not trying to, con anybody to our business. We have a great product. It's going to benefit them and their health. And we're just trying to communicate that for the benefit to the community. And it's a lot of, education, getting out in the community, working with people in different groups and individuals to show them the benefits of being involved in, healthy lifestyle and fitness facility like that. So, where we've gotten, it's obviously facilitated bringing people to our doors, but we, face the day-to-days is still getting the name out there, encouraging people to make lifestyle changes and work with them from that lens.
Yeah. And then have you tried any kind of marketing or running anything or do like promotions or anything like that to try and get more people in the door?
So our biggest way for kind of marketing and such has just been our presence and our community, and essentially just kind of the our personality essentially, and the vibes that we give out to our community and our members. So that's been our strongest base. We haven't relied a whole lot on actual um, discount rates and things like that, where we've ran a couple things, and usually they're quite successful. But we found, at least in our specific, that we deliver such a well-respected quality product that our members are so ecstatic about that they tell their friends and such. That's a lot of that marketing itself, and we just build into that being an awesome community that people really like to engage in. So we don't have to rely on a whole lot of marketing plays in, like doing promos and things like that, where periodically we do, but much less degree than a lot of the market anytime kind of watching the other places kind of in the local or greater community and such. So we just kind of play a lot into just that personal aspect and engaging with our community.
Okay. That's good. Would you ever want to try some kind of something just to scale? Because I'm sure you want to scale and you want to grow.
Yeah, so that's something we're always kind of keeping on. And to be frank, sometimes we almost need to dial it back, because we just start growing too fast, and we need to kind of manage internally, because we want to maintain that quality product. Essentially, where sure, we could really try and oversaturate and just cram as many bodies as we can into the building. So we kind of ebb and flow with that as well, with what we can maintain and offer, and to keep a quality service. So kind of ebbs and flows, depends where we're at.
Okay. Yeah, and the members don't like a packed gym. As a lifter, you
Yeah,
get
and then like things aren't as clean anymore, or the equipment gets to wear and tear. So we always kind of make sure that we have the resources to sustain the level of attention that it needs.
yeah. And then do you plan on getting bigger? Is there like a potentially another franchise down the line that you're trying to build, or you just get this one fully established and get it up and moving and kind of perfect it before you have another decision on that?
Yeah, it's never something we've written off, but the focus has always been just internally, and we've had kind of an odd start over the traditional sense of the business, where we did have a bit of a lumpy pandemic in the middle, so it kind of shook things up. So yeah, the last few years have been re-engaging and rebuilding, and getting that sturdy surface for us. So where it could go from there, we're open to opportunities for sure, but we've always just been focused on the greater community, because we're both Matt and myself, we're from and raised this community, so it's obviously very close to us. So you know we won't write it off, but we haven't kind of cracked that one yet.
So that's that hometown feel.
Yeah,
It's hard to take the small business to the big city.
yeah, for sure.
And you said you're just outside of Winnipeg. What town is that?
It's called Selkirk.
Okay. Yeah. So are you experiencing some crazy cold right now too, and a bunch of snow, or not too bad?
Well, yeah, it's been a bit of a cold stretch, but usual for this time of year. So, most days running in somewhere in the -30 Celsius. I don't know what kind of conversion that would be, but it's cold.
So that's like Canada, the Canada feel.
Yeah.
And then, so then in the summer, anything, do you have outside space that you run some stuff out there? Obviously not in the winter, but do you run any outside programs or outside events?
Yeah, so off the backside, we have kind of like a gravel area, and then there's a large field behind that. So for different dry lands and such, we've utilized that space to get outside and move around, or with even kind of events and such like that. If we have an outdoor aspect to engage in the summer, we have quite a large parking lot too. So it's definitely nice to engage. And with our building as well, we have 4 full glass garage doors. So when it's nice out, we can crack them all open, let the natural air through, and then it's kind of that indoor outdoor feel as well.
Yeah, cool. And then even jumping back into you a little bit, have you done some competitions or some compete or anything like that with your lifting journey?
Yeah, so I've competed. I've done powerlifting for the most part. Competed just from a local to internationals, and then I've done a handful of Olympic weightlifting meets, and then last year I started doing some strongman up to our provincials. Last year, didn't go to nationals. Just it was over Thanksgiving, so had family plans. But yeah, definitely have done a lot of competitions. It's I really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. So, and that's the fun part of being in the gym space is I can pick out fun new equipment that is exciting for me as well. So I can always try some new
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, and then there's a big community around that too. Do you got a bunch of buddies or anything close to you that you train with or compete with a little bit or
Yeah, there's a lot of, and it's been cool too, as certain, areas we've built, so has the community a bit. So, locally there wasn't a lot of heavy lifting before, but then a couple of years in, I built some deadlift platforms and you see people wandering by and, oh, what's that? You're checking it out. And then, people are starting to do it more. So, it's been a bit, as I'm trying and bringing in new equipment, then it gets the interest of other people. And that's been the beauty of being able to just grab things from all kind of disciplines, because then more people are exposed to it trying. But even, yeah, my closer group, there's a handful of us that, we've done that a lot. A friend of mine too, he also started doing strongman competitions last year, and he won his pro card last year and really ascended. He won nationals as well. So, we got some big dogs in the house too, which is always motivating.
yeah, no kidding. Would you ever host an event at your place or
Yeah,
try?
I've hosted close to 10 different events, from powerlifting, strongman, and even other kind of smaller events. So I've directed a lot of meets. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, but it's always a good time, good day, and it's a fantastic way to get yourself out there. So I've been closely involved in the local powerlifting and strongman associations, and then you meet other athletes, competitors, gym owners, and then everybody starts to know you, and it really feeds into that too. So that's a good way to expand yourself on a larger scale than just within your immediate town, is getting involved in those. And it brings hundreds of people to your facility for a day, and people are loving it. They're shouting it out on social media. They're coming back for drop-ins. They're always excited. So yeah, those are always really fun to do.
Yeah, no kidding. That'll be fun, even just to have it. You know that it's your gym and there's a bunch of people in there. It's probably got to be a cool feeling.
Yeah, and it's the hardest parts for me is when I direct and host a meet. It's I always say you can't host a party and not have some of the dip. So I'm always competing in it too. So I'm
Yeah,
running the event on the day, but then I'm one of the athletes, so it causes a little bit more chaos for me. But it's a lot of fun because and that, I think that's usually makes it a more exciting meet, because as one of the potential athletes, I want to make it as fun as possible because I'm doing it too. So I have that little bit of internal motivation of, I want to make it really fun for me. So then that bleeds into everybody else. So I'm out there with everybody else on the platform or doing the events, and getting that going. So one of the meets, I was the director, I was coaching two athletes, and then I was lifting. So I was just scattered, running everywhere all day, but it was a blast, and it just gets you more engaged, and it's a lot of fun.
yeah, that's good. So then the compete factor in your gym's got to be pretty high. All the members, do they kind of compete with each other or they do their own thing? Do you encourage that?
Yeah, people, there's always friendly competition amongst people going there. We have a nice kind of athlete highlight wall. So anybody that's done any kind of, competition of some sort, one, we, try to support them and fund them if we can to do that, because, getting into any kind of level of sport has expenses. So we usually try to offer some kind of, um, reimbursement for any people that want to represent us on any stage, and then we'll print out their photo, put it up on the wall. So we've had the usual powerlifting, bodybuilding, strongman, but we've people doing motocross or jujitsu, go-kart racing, like any level of something that they're in our facility training their body to compete better. Then that's awesome, and we'll find a way to go and support you.
Cool. Then kind of one more quick question for you. Um, if you were to jump back to 24-year-old you just starting out, what would you tell him?
That's a tough one. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of I look back, and I think I was in a good space where I was just eager, wanting to to go for a big leap and take, because that's where I learned the most. I made a lot of mistakes, a lot of things, a lot of setbacks that's I probably could have got where I gotten to a lot quicker, but I wouldn't have learned nearly as much. So if anything, just you know keep that same attitude, try some stuff, get out there, try, if you have a setback and fail. And that probably be the big things, because early on, anytime something fails or suddenly there's an issue, this is going to cost so much, and you're just, you're stressed and you don't know how to handle it. It's, just trust in yourself. You're going to find a way, because you did this for a reason. If you got the passion and you're ready to work for it, then put your head down and you're going to find a way through. And that's what I did. But, just that reassurance and sticking to the guns and using the supports around you and keep working forward.
Yeah. Well, the fact that you don't even have a lot of regrets or nothing jumps off the top of your head means you're probably doing something right.
Yeah, it went well, and we're quite proud of that. We've put together something that's really means a lot to us and a lot of people in the community. So the feedback we get from people always reinforces that. So it's been a great journey.
That's awesome. And then where can our listeners find you online? They want to check out your gym or check out your personal social media or anything like that?
Yeah, so our gym is iron_image on Instagram or on Facebook as well. Myself is just my name, Tom Pachal, on Instagram. And yeah, that's kind of our main sources.
Well, thank you for jumping on. Really appreciate your time. And for all you listeners, if you were trying to be the next guest on the podcast, all the links will be in the description below. And we're looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much for jumping on this call today.
Right on. Thanks so much.